Hello folks, this is Dan. I'm going to give you a quick introduction on how to set up your Windows 10 platform to do development for the C256 Foenix. So I've got a quick set of instructions here that I've opened in WordPad because I don't have, this is a fresh Windows install. So what we will do in this demo is that we will install 64 tasks. That's the 65,816 assembler. We'll install Notepad++, which is a text editor, and then we'll install the Foenix IDE, which is our development environment and simulator for the Foenix. Finally, one of the things we'll do is that we'll install the kernel for Foenix. So this is going to be helpful when you're looking for references of, addresses for, Vicky and Beatrix and Gabe and those things. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to start going through the instructions. I've already prepared my browser with these URLs, so it's going to be a little quicker. So the first URL here is this repository for these instructions. So I've got the README file, which is these instructions, okay? And then in this folder, I also have a quick and dirty ASM batch file that I use to compile my programs. License, it's basically MIT, and 64 TAS, Notepad, XML. So this is going to be useful to configure Notepad++ to do assembly. It's going to do, anyway, you'll see it. All right, so the first thing you do is you're gonna go to SourceForge, Projects, TAS 64, and you're gonna download the file. All right, save it to your downloads folder. All right, so all you see here is a zip file. So typically what I would do is that on my C drive, I would create a folder called Working. Okay, so I'm going to take the content of this file, extract to C Working. Okay, so when I go into C Working, you'll see there's a C64 task executable here. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to add this path to my environment variable. So I'm going to go to Start. I type env, and it says it did your environment variables for your account. So change that. Typically, I create a variable, and I set it here. And then in my path, I will edit the path and add a new one. So percent 64 TAS percent. Okay. So now when I go to the command prompt and I do 64 TAS version, it shows me that the turbo assembler is present. Okay. All right. So that means it's running or it's installed. Okay. So after you've done that, go back to the instructions. Right. We're going to start installing Notepad++. So that's this tab here. I'm going to get the latest release. And I'm going to get the 64-bit install. Okay, run it. Install English. Next, I agree. Install it here. You can create a desktop shortcut if you want. All right. So then you run it, and it gives you some instructions. So this is a full-fledged text editor. It allows you to do almost anything. It's great. So if you prefer Visual Studio Code or IntelliJ or Eclipse, it's fine. You'll just have to find out, how to customize your settings for assembly. Okay, so in order to do assembly code, um, we want to highlight text, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to language, user defined, define your own language, and I'm going to do import. So on my desktop here, I got this how-to folder. I'm going to get this 64 TAS XML file, right? It's imported it. So now if I go to TAS 64, you'll see the commands, how to have folded comments, keyword list, which is all the assembly opcodes for the 65,816, macros, some other macros, types, etc. Comments, numbers. So it's quite extensive here. Okay, so undock, close this, and then when we're going to import assembly code, then we'll be able to see the colors. All right. All right, so let's go back to the instructions. So this is installed. Install the Foenix IDE. So you can download it from here. So go here, get the zip file, save it. So we're at version 040 at this point. Okay, so open the folder. So same idea here. I'm going to extract to C working. So what you're getting in this zip file here is the IDE, which is the integrated development environment, but also all the source code for the IDE. So if you are tempted to do Visual Studio C# development and help out on the Foenix IDE, then please go ahead. You're quite welcome to help. So what you just saw me doing here is that I went to the Foenix IDE bin release. Then I'm going to right click and drag to my desktop and do a shortcut, right? So I can call this the Foenix IDE. Okay, and then I can run it. And yes, my computer doesn't recognize the file, so I can say run it. All right, and so this is what the IDE looks like. So by default, the IDE ships with a kernel, right? Kernel hex and a kernel listing. So this is what you're seeing here. Okay, so when you click run, you get the basic kernel running, and I'm running this in a virtual machine, so it's quite slow. So on my i7 CPU, running closer to 12 megahertz. So and with 60 frames a second. So this isn't great, but anyway, it's good enough for this demo, right? So to get more information on how to use the IDE, go to my other videos. Okay, so the final step to start doing development is to download the kernel file. So it's under master zip. So all the paths for these things are specified here. Okay. So this is gonna download the file. It's very small. I'm gonna open the folder, and guess what? I'm going to extract to C working. All right. So now when you go here, you will see we have the kernel master. We have a bunch of files in here. There's a hex file, which is a compiled Intel assembly code. The bin is a different compile style. And then in source, you have all the assembly code for the kernel. So you can see that none of the files are associated with Notepad++. So I'm going to pick one ASM file, and I'm going to open with, and then I'm going to look for another application, Notepad++, and I pick this app. Right, so you'll see the icons get changed. Okay, so now when I click on kernel, you will see that it opens the file in Notepad++, and it's all colorized properly. So what you'll see here is that the macros have an orange background. The commands are all bolded and blue. The comments are brown. Numbers are red. Yeah, and that's about it. So to do a program, you're going to start with your CPU command. You're then going to do an include for the basic macros. And you can copy these anytime you want. Change the language to 64 tasks, so it colorizes things. You can set the origin of your program to be a different address. And then you just start. Go to A0. I'm going to do a loop. Increment A, compare with 100, branch not equal loop, and then wait, so don't do anything. I'm going to save this into new program, I don't know, empty test. Call it test ASM. All right. So you'll have to copy these files, or you'll have to refer to the files as a / kernel or whatever. So it's easier for me to just copy the files. So the file I want is macros. I'm going to copy that to test. Oh, copy that to empty test. Right. Now I'm going to move test, which I saved in the wrong place, into here. I'm going to copy my batch file there that's used to build into here. Right, so I've got 3 files in here. So now I can go to my command prompt, go to your working folder, assembly test, right? Then you can do ASM bat test ASM. Okay. So since it's a very small program, you can see there are no errors. Now when I do a dir, you should see the hex files here, and there's a listing. So the whole point of the IDE is now I can open this file, right, with zeroing or not. So let's do open that. Go to C working, assembly test, test X. Right, so you see here, I'm not doing any screen commands here. So of course the IDE is not liking that too much, but I can jump to this address, and you can see this little program I wrote. I can step through it. Right, it just goes through it. It's going to go increment A until it gets to 100, and then it waits. So of course 100 in base 16 or hexadecimal is 64. All right, So that's it for the demo. I hope this wasn't too long and tedious. We'll see you next time.